All right, let's go ahead and start with homework exercise number 8. 5x plus 5y over 6 plus 5y. Now, when it's written as a fraction with a horizontal line, you have to simplify the numerator to get one number, simplify the denominator means get one number, and then do the division. So you do that, you do the division last. So again, 5 and x is negative 3, y is 6. So 5 times x is negative 3, we'll put in a negative 3 for x, plus 5 times y, which is 6. Okay, then 6 plus 5, and y is 6. So in the numerator, 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. 5 times 6 is 30. In the denominator, do the multiplication first. 5 times 6 is 30. Now, negative 15 plus 30, one number positive, one number negative, subtract. The larger absolute value is positive, so it's positive 15. 6 plus 30 is 36. Now what? 15 over 36 reduces, right? Simplified fraction. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 3 goes into 36 12 times. So our final answer is 5/12. Okay, so (5/12), which is correct. Now, you can do if you do it on your calculator, to get one number in the numerator, to do the simplification in numerator and denominator, you need a parentheses around the whole numerator and then a parentheses around the whole denominator. So you'd start with a left paren. You do 5 times x, which is a negative 3, and then plus 5 times y, which is a positive 6, and then you need another right paren to group the whole numerator, then divided by, and then you start with a left paren to group the whole denominator, 6 plus 5 times y, which is 6, and then another right paren to group the whole denominator together. Get our answer, and then just hit the math, and then hit enter twice to grab a fraction and get our answer, and there's our correct answer, 5/12. Or if you have a newer version of the TI-84, you can do alpha F1, and you can put it in here. You don't have to use parentheses because it'll automatically do it correctly. It'll do the numerator and then the denominator, then divide. So 5 times negative 3 plus 5 times 6 in the numerator. Denominator is what? 6 plus 5 times y, which is 6. And then hit enter, and there's your answer. It automatically reduces it to 5/12. Okay? Very good. The formula C equals 5/9 of the quantity F minus 32 expresses the relationship between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Convert 86 Fahrenheit to Celsius. So what we're doing is we're going to take the formula that's given, which is right here, and for Fahrenheit, we're going to what? Substitute in the value, which is 86. So the Celsius will be 5/9 times the Fahrenheit 86 minus 32, and then a right paren. Again, bigger numbers, you probably fractions, you can just use your calculator. So again, 5/9, you can just do the division, right? You can just put in 5 divided by 9, and then in parentheses, right? You need parentheses for order of operations. Fahrenheit is 86 minus 32, and you get 30 degrees Celsius, okay? All right. Again, I guess if you do it paper and pencil, it's nothing too difficult. 5/9 times 86 minus 32. Again, you would do in parentheses 86 minus 32, which would be 54. All right, and that's over 1. So then what? You can go 9 goes into 9 once, 9 goes into 54 6 times. Product of the numerator, 6 times 5 is 30. Product of the denominators, 1 times 1 is 1. So 30 over 1 is 30, which is the same correct answer we got using our calculator. Football is kicked vertically upward from a height of 5 feet and an initial speed of 45 feet per second. The formula h equals 5 plus 45t minus 16t squared describes the ball's height above the ground. H in feet, t seconds after it's kicked. Use this formula to find the ball's height 1 second after it was kicked. So again, the height is h. You use the formula 5 plus 45, and notice t is the amount of time that has after it's kicked. So in this case, it's 1 second. So 45 times 1 minus 16 times 1 squared. So you would have 5 plus 45 times 1 is just 45 minus 1 squared is just 1 minus 16. So the math is pretty simple here. 5 plus 45 is 50. 50 minus 16. We can do that in our head, nothing too difficult. 34. But obviously, you can still use your calculator to get the correct answer. If it was another number besides the 1, then it might be a little bit more difficult. In this case, again, you would just do 5 plus 45, and then in parentheses a negative 1, and then subtract 16, and then again, it's got to be in parentheses, right? Because the base is negative 1, and it's squared. Whoa, did something wrong. 5 plus negative 16. I'm sorry, I'll pause. What am I thinking? After 1 second, x is 1, okay? Oh boy, I'm not thinking. X is 1, 45 times 1. 1 second has elapsed, so it's positive 1, minus 16 times 1 squared. All right, much better. There's our correct answer, 34. Sorry about that. All right, simplify the given expression. Now we have x's here, so we really can't use our calculator on this because we have x's. It won't work with x's. So 4x plus 6x, when the variable is the same, which it is x, then you just add or subtract the coefficients. So 4x plus 6x is simply 10x. Or you can think of 4 times a number plus 6 times the same number is always going to be 10 times the same number. The x is just a placeholder. So 4x plus 6x is equal to 10x. You just add the coefficients when the variable is the same. Again, you have to do these pencil and paper. The calculator will not work with variables. Okay, use the distributive property. The distributive property means that you take the number that's outside the parentheses and you multiply it by every number inside. So this 9 is the outside. You take 9 times x, which is just 9x. Then you take 9 times 1, which is 9. Now, when one term has an x or a variable, the other term's a constant, you cannot combine those. This is as simplified as you can. You can't combine these, so that is your final correct answer. So you multiply everything the number outside the parentheses by the numbers inside, and in this case we get 9x plus 9. All right, number 13. Okay, always distribute first, and then we'll combine similar terms. So 2 times 2x plus 4 minus 6. The 2 is in front of here, so it distributes. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 6. We'll get rid of our parentheses because we distributed 4. Now 8 minus 6 are constants. We can combine those. 4x is the only x term. 8 minus 6 is simply a positive 2, right? So our final answer is 4x plus 2. Again, this has a variable. That's a constant, so you can't combine any further. So that is our final reduced simplified answer 4x plus 2. All right, again, number 14, similar to the one we just did, distribute. We have 6 times 2x minus 9 plus 11x. The 6 distributes over everything in parentheses. 6 times 2x is 12x. Copy down the subtraction. 6 times 9 is 54. This time the x's are similar, right? 12x plus 11x, combine, add the coefficients, 23x minus 54, an x and a constant you can't combine anymore, so there's our final correct simplification. 23x minus 54. Number 15, we'll distribute twice, correct? So we have 3 in front of the 3x plus 1. So 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times the 1 is 3. Plus the 5 distributes over the quantity x minus 2. So 5 times x is 5x. Copy down the subtraction. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, the 9x and the 5x are similar. Add the coefficients. 9 plus 5 is 14. X. 3 minus 10. 3 plus a negative 10 is negative 7. Or usually we could write plus a negative 7 or just minus 7. Again, once you combine the x's and the constants, you can't combine any more, so that's our final answer. Combine the two x's and combine the two constants, and we get 14x minus 7 as our simplified answer. All right, number 16. Distribute the 5, and we're going to have to distribute the minus sign. This is going to be, we'll make sure we go nice and slow here. 5 times 5 is 25y. 5 times 3 is negative 15. Distributing a minus is changing the sign of each of these. These are both positive, right? Plus, nothing's there, and that's a plus 8. So this becomes a minus 5y, a minus 8. So when you distribute a negative, the signs switch. The positive 5y becomes a negative 5y. The plus 8 becomes minus 8. Combine similar terms. 25y minus 5y is 20y. And then a negative 15 minus 8, they're both negative. Add them together, and you keep it negative for a minus 23. So it'd be 20y minus 23, can't simplify anymore because we have a variable and a constant. So be careful here. You distribute. When you have a minus, you change the sign of each of the terms to the right of the minus. So it became a minus 5y minus 8. 20y minus 20y minus 20. All right, very good. We're going to stop this session here. If you have any questions, email me at tswers@hodges.edu or call me at 239-938-7805. Thank you.